Sauroposeidon, meaning lizard earthquake god, is a genus of sauropod dinosaur known from several incomplete specimens including a bone bed and fossilized trackways that have been found in the American states of Oklahoma, Wyoming, and Texas 110 million years ago within the early Cretaceous period. Tsintaosaurus, meaning Qingdao lizard, sometimes called the unicorn dinosaur, is a genus of hadrosaurid dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period in China. The type species is Tsintaosaurus spinarinus, first described by Chinese paleontologist C.C. Young in 1958. A hadrosaur, Tsintaosaurus lived around 80 million years ago, had a characteristic duck-bill snout and a battery of powerful teeth which it used to chew vegetation. Pentaceratops five-horned face is a genus of herbivorous ceratopsy dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period of what is now North America. Pentaceratops lived around 76–73 million years ago, its remains having been mostly found in the Kirtland Formation in the San Juan Basin in New Mexico. Unaysaurus is a genus of unaysaurid sauropodomorph herbivore dinosaur discovered in southern Brazil, lived between about 225 to 200 million years ago, in the Carnian or Norian age of the late Triassic period. Tapejara, the Old Being, is a genus of Brazilian pterosaur from the Cretaceous period Santana Formation, dating to about 108 million years ago. Psittacosaurus parrot lizard is a genus of extinct ceratopsian dinosaur from the early Cretaceous of what is now Asia, existing between 126 and 101 million years ago. Plesiosaurus is a genus of extinct, large marine sauropterygian reptile that lived during the early part of the Jurassic period, and is known by nearly complete skeletons from the Lias of England between 200 million and 65 million years ago. Deinocheirus is a genus of large theropod dinosaur, possibly an Ornithocheirus, which lived in what is now southern Mongolia, during the late Cretaceous period, Nemet Formation, dating to around 70 million years ago. Indoraptor was a new hybrid dinosaur that was created secretly by Dr. Henry Wu with Indominus Rex and Velociraptor in the Lockwood Manor basement lab on Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom movie. Styracosaurus spiked lizard is a genus of herbivorous ceratopsian dinosaur from the Cretaceous period, Companion stage, about 75.5 to 75 million years ago. Huayangosaurus plus lizard is a genus of stegosaurian dinosaur lived during the Bathonian to Carlovian stages, around 165 million years ago from the Middle Jurassic of China. Hatzegopteryx is a genus of aestarchid pterosaur found from the upper part of the Middle Densis-Chula Formation of Valioara, northwestern Hajduk Basin, Transylvania, western Romania, which has been dated to the late Maastrichtian stage of the late Cretaceous period, around 66 million years ago. Ankylosaurus is a genus of armored dinosaur approximately end of the Cretaceous period, about 68–66 million years ago, in western North America. It was named by Barnum Brown in 1908. The only species in the genus is Ankylosaurus magnaventris. Borealopelta northern shield is a genus of nodosaurid ankylosaur lived 110 million years ago from the early Cretaceous of Alberta, Canada. It contains a single species, Borealopelta markmichelli, named in 2017 by Caleb Brown and colleagues from a well-preserved specimen known as the suncornidosaur. Sinoceratops is a genus of ceratopsian dinosaur that lived approximately 72 to 66 million years ago during the latter part of the Cretaceous period in what is now Shandong province in China. Parasaurolophus is a genus of herbivorous ornithopod dinosaur that lived in what is now North America and possibly Asia during the late Cretaceous period, about 76.5–73 million years ago. Guanlong is a genus of extinct Proceratosaurid tyrannosauroid dinosaur. Fossils were found in the Shishagu Formation dating to about 160 million years ago, in the Oxfordian stage of the late Jurassic period of China. Stygimoloch is a genus of pachycephalosaurid dinosaur from the end of the Cretaceous period, roughly 66 million years ago. It was first discovered in the Hell Creek Formation in Montana by Peter Galden and Hans Dietersoos. Kentrosaurus is a genus of stegosaurian dinosaur from the late Jurassic of Tanzania about 155 to 140 million years ago. The type species is K. Ichthyopithecus, named and described by German paleontologist Edwin Hennig in 1915. Velociraptor is a genus of dromaeosaurid theropod dinosaur that existed approximately 83 to 70 million years ago during the later part of the Cretaceous period. Ichthyosaurus is a genus of ichthyosaurs from the late Triassic and early Jurassic region, Pliensbuchian, of Europe, Belgium, England, Germany, Switzerland and Asia, Indonesia, about 250–90 million years ago. Ornihtocheirus is a pterosaur genus known from fragmentary fossil remains uncovered from sediments in the UK dating to the beginning of the Albian stage of the early Cretaceous period, about 110 million years ago. Torosaurus is a genus of herbivorous ceratopsid dinosaur that lived during the late Maastrichtian stage of the Cretaceous period, between 68 and 66 million years ago. Lived North America, from Saskatchewan to southern Texas. Saurolophus is a genus of large saurolophine hadrosaurid dinosaurs that lived about 70.0–68.5 million years ago, in the late Cretaceous of North America and Asia. Hypacrosaurus high-spinned reptile was a genus of duckbill dinosaurs similar in appearance to Corythosaurus, It lived in North America during the 75 to 67 million years ago in Cretaceous period. Megalodon, Carcharocles megalodon, meaning big tooth, is an extinct species of shark that lived approximately 23 to 2.6 million years ago, during the early Miocene to the end of the Pliocene. Irritator is a genus of Spinosaurid theropod dinosaur that lived in what is now Brazil during the Albian stage of the early Cretaceous period, about 110 million years ago. Camptosaurus flexible lizard is a genus of large herbivorous dinosaurs found as fossils in Western Europe and Western North America that lived from the late Jurassic period 161.2 million to 145.5 million years ago to the early Cretaceous period 145.5 million to 99.6 million years ago. Dimetrodon was a predatory synapsid, mammal-like reptile genus that flourished during the Permian period, living between 280 and 260 million years ago. Diplodocus is a genus of long-necked herbivorous sauropod dinosaur found in North America as fossils from the late Jurassic period 161 million to 146 million years ago. Apatosaurus deceptive lizard, also known as Brontosaurus, is a genus of herbivorous sauropod dinosaurs that lived 147 million and 137 million years ago during the late Jurassic and early Cretaceous periods. Triceratops is a genus of herbivorous ceratopsid dinosaur that first appeared during the late Maastrichtian stage of the late Cretaceous period, about 68 million years ago Maya, in what is now North America. Spinosaurus is a genus of theropod dinosaur that lived in what now is North Africa, during the Upper Albian to Upper Turonian stages of the Cretaceous period, about 112 to 93.5 million years ago. Allosaurus is a genus of carnivorous theropod dinosaur that lived 155 to 150 million years ago during the late Jurassic period, Kim origin to early Tithonian. Tyrannosaurus, tyrant of the lizard, is a genus of coelurosaurian theropod lived throughout what is now western North America, dating to the Maastrichtian age of the Upper Cretaceous period, 68 to 66 million years ago. Tarbosaurus is a genus of tyrannosaurid theropod dinosaur that flourished in Asia about 70 million years ago, at the end of the late Cretaceous period. Carcharodontosaurus is a genus of carnivorous Carcharodontosaurid dinosaurs that existed during the Cenomanian stage of the mid-Cretaceous period 100–93 million years ago. Megalodon saber-toothed cat is a genus of the extinct Megarodon subfamily of the felids, and it was lived in the Americas during the Pleistocene epoch 2.5 Maya 10,000 years ago. Styracosaurus is a genus of herbivorous thyreophorine dinosaur date to the late Jurassic period, where they are found in Kim origin to early Tithonian aged strata, between 155 and 150 million years ago, in the western United States of America and Portugal. Pteranodon is a genus of pterosaur that included some of the largest known flying reptiles, during the late Cretaceous geological period of North America and present-day Kansas, Alabama, Nebraska, Wyoming, and South Dakota. Nyctosaurus bat lizard is a genus of pterodactyloid pterosaur, the remains of which have been found in the Niobrara Formation of the Midwestern United States, which, during the late Cretaceous period 85 and 84.5 million years ago, Dana, such as terrible crocodile, is an extinct genus related to the alligator that lived 80 to 73 million years ago, during the late Cretaceous period of North America. Lambeosaurus lamb's lizard is a genus of hadrosaur dinosaur that lived about 75 million years ago, in the late Cretaceous period, Campanian, of North America. Huayangosaurus Huayang lizard is a genus of titanosauriform sauropod dinosaur recovered from the early Cretaceous period howling formation of China approximately 100,589,8 years ago. Psittacosaurus jerkei giant chief lizard is lived approximately 87 million years ago in the Portezuelo Formation, in what is now Argentina, of the Coniacian stage of the late Cretaceous period. Ornithocheirus is ostrich-like feathered dinosaurs found as fossils in Mongolian, European, and North American deposits dating from 125 million to 66 million years ago during the Cretaceous period. Quetzalcoatlus was a pterosaur which lived approximately 70 million to 65 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period. It was first discovered during the 1970s and was named by Douglas A. Lawson in 1975. Olorotitan is a genus of lambeosaur duckbilled dinosaur from the Middle or latest Maastrichtian Age late Cretaceous period, whose remains were found in the Tsagayan Formation beds of Kundr, Amur region, far eastern Russia. Oviraptor is a genus of small Mongolian theropod dinosaurs lived in the late Cretaceous period 75 million years ago, first discovered by technician George Olson in an expedition led by Roy Chapman Andrews, and first described by Henry Fairfield Osborn, in 1924. Young Chinosaurus is an extinct genus of metriacanthosaurid theropod dinosaur was found in Yangtze, China during the Bathonian and Carlovian stages of the late Jurassic period to the early Cretaceous period, about 163–145 million years ago. Deinonychus is a genus of carnivorous dromaeosaurid coelurosaurian dinosaurs, lived during the early Cretaceous period, about 115–108 million years ago. Memenchiosaurus is a genus sauropod dinosaur in time from 160 to 145 million years ago, from the Oxfordian to Tithonian ages of the late Jurassic period of China. Protoceratops is a genus of sheep-sized 1.8 meters long herbivorous ceratopsian dinosaur, from the Upper Cretaceous period, Campanian stage of what is now Mongolia. Ceratosaurus was a predatory theropod dinosaur in the late Jurassic period Camorigine to Tithonian, found in the Morrison Formation of North America, and the Larinha Formation of Portugal, and possibly the Tendaguru Formation in Tanzania. Utahraptor is a genus of theropod dinosaurs from the Barremian stage of the early Cretaceous period, living in what is now North America during 120–130 million years ago. Cosmoceratops is a genus of herbivorous chasmosauran ceratopsian dinosaur, which lived during the Cretaceous period, some 80 million years ago, North America. Compsognathus was very small predaceous dinosaurs that lived in Europe during the late Jurassic period 61 million to 146 million years ago. Parasaurus was primitive carnivorous dinosaur or close relative of dinosaurs found as fossils in Argentina. Deposits from the late Triassic period lived approximately 231 million years ago. Dinosaurus is a genus of very large theropod dinosaurs. It was comprises a single species Dinosaurus cheiloniformis, which lived in the late Cretaceous period, late Campanian early Maastrichtian stages, around 70 million years ago. Pentaceratops was a genus of Tyrannosaur dinosaur that lived in western North America between about 77 and 74 million years ago, during the late Cretaceous period. Gigantoraptor was a giant oviraptorosaurian dinosaur that lived 85 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period. Found in northern China and Inner Mongolia. Saurolophus is a genus of large theropods dinosaur which lived approximately 195 million years ago during the early Jurassic period. It was discovered in 1990 by William R. Hammer in the Transantarctic Mountains of Antarctica in 1991. Baryonyx is a genus of theropod dinosaur which lived in the Barremian stage of the early Cretaceous period, about 130–125 million years ago. Chasmosaurus is a genus of ceratopsid dinosaur lived approximately 67 to 70 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period of North America. Amargasaurus is a genus of sauropod dinosaur from the early Cretaceous period 129–122 million years ago on Argentina. Only known skeleton was discovered in 1984 and is virtually complete. Dromaeosaurus was a genus of theropod dinosaur which lived during the late Cretaceous period between 76.5 and 74.8 million years ago, first discovered by Barnum Brown during an expedition in 1914 to Red Deer River in Canada. Stygoceratops is a hybrid of Stegosaurus and Triceratops, a beetle and a snake. Stygoceratops was made credible in Jurassic World, the game, on June 10, 2015 as a super rare hybrid herbivore. Iguanodon is a genus of ornithopod dinosaur that lived from about 139–138 million years ago, from the early to late Cretaceous period. Argentinosaurus is a genus of titanosaur sauropod dinosaur that lived from about 97–93.5 million years ago, from the late Cretaceous period, and first discovered by Guillermo Heredia in Argentina. Edmontonia was an armored dinosaur, a part of the Nidosaur family, living in Northeast America during the late Cretaceous period, about 76 to 74 million years ago. Carnotaurus is a genus of large theropod dinosaur that lived in South America during the late Cretaceous period, between about 72 and 69.9 million years ago. Dimetrodon is a small bird-like theropod dinosaur which lived approximately 76 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period, and Dimetrodon was the smartest of all dinosaurs. Gallimimus is a genus of ornithomimid theropod dinosaur from the Gobi Desert during the late Cretaceous period, about 75–70 million years ago. Maastrichtian stage Nemet Formation of Mongolia. Pachyrhinosaurus is genus of horned ceratopsid dinosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous period, about North America from 71 million to 67 million years ago. Euoplocephalus was an ankylosaurid dinosaur from the mid-late Cretaceous period of North America around 70 million years ago. First fossil of it was found in 1897 in Alberta, Canada. Edmontosaurus is a genus of hadrosaurid, duck-billed dinosaur which lived approximately 66 to 74 million years ago during the late Campanian stage of the Cretaceous period of western North America. It was first discovered in 1871 in Alberta, Canada. Diabloceratops is an extinct genus of centrosaurine dinosaur that lived approximately 79.9 million years ago lived in the early Campanian of the late Cretaceous period in what is now Utah, in the United States. Indominus rex was a new large tyrannosaurid hybrid dinosaur species created by the Jurassic World Genetics team. The Indominus camouflage ability was also an aspect in The Lost World, which featured carnivores with the same ability. Giganotosaurus is a genus of theropod dinosaur that lived in what is now Argentina, during the early Cenomanian age of the late Cretaceous period, approximately 98 to 97 million years ago. Brachiosaurus is a genus of sauropod dinosaur that lived in North America during the late Jurassic, about 154–153 million years ago. Albertosaurus is a genus of tyrannosaurid theropod dinosaurs that lived in western North America during the late Cretaceous period, about 70 million years ago. Pterodactyl winged finger is an extinct flying reptile genus of pterosaurs, dated to the late Jurassic period, early Teuthonian, about 150.8–148.5 million years ago. Dimorphodon was a genus of medium-sized pterosaur 190 million years ago in the lower Jurassic period, was one of the first pterosaurs ramphortinoids. Pachycephalosaurus thick-headed lizard is a plant-eating dinosaur which lived approximately 75 million years ago during the late Cretaceous period. Dilophosaurus is a genus of theropod dinosaur that lived in what is now North America during the early Jurassic, about 193 million years ago. Psittacosaurus is a genus of extinct ceratopsian dinosaur from the early Cretaceous of what is now Asia, existing between 126 and 101 million years ago. Styracosaurus is an extensive group of herbivorous horned lizards. These dinosaurs lived at the end of the Cretaceous, about 77–70 million years ago, in North America. Ankylosaurus is extinct herbivorous of the Ankylosaurids family, which lived in the late Cretaceous 66.5–66 million years in North America. Parasaurolophus near-crested lizard is a genus of herbivorous ornithopod dinosaur that lived in what is now North America and possibly Asia during the late Cretaceous period, about 76.5–73 million years ago. Velociraptor is a genus of dromaeosaurid theropod dinosaur that lived approximately 75–71 million years ago during the later part of the Cretaceous period. Saurolophus is a genus of large saurolophine hadrosaurid dinosaurs that lived about 70.0–68.5 million years ago in the late Cretaceous period of North America and Asia. Irritator causing anxiety is a genus of spinosaurid theropod dinosaur that lived in what is now Brazil during the early Cretaceous period, around 110 million years ago. Tyrannosaurus, tyrant of the lizard, is a genus of coelurosaurian theropod lived throughout what is now western North America, dating to the Maastrichtian age of the Upper Cretaceous period, 68 to 66 million years ago. Allosaurus, different lizard, is a genus of carnivorous theropod dinosaur that lived 155 to 150 million years ago during the late Jurassic period, Camorigine to early Tithonian. Camptosaurus, flexible lizard, is a genus of plant-eating, beaked ornithischian end of the Jurassic period, 145 million years ago. Diplodocus, or double process, is a genus of diplodocide sauropod dinosaurs of the late Jurassic and early Cretaceous periods. According to the calculations of scientists, herbivorous Diplodocus lived on Earth 150 million years ago. Brontosaurus, thunder lizard, is a genus of gigantic quadruped sauropod dinosaurs inhabited our planet in the late Jurassic period, 157–146 million years ago, and was distributed to the territory of North America. Spinosaurus, spine lizard, is a genus of theropod dinosaur that lived in what now is North Africa, during the Upper Albian to Upper Turonian stages of the Cretaceous period, about 112 to 93.5 million years ago. Styracosaurus is a genus of herbivorous thyreophorine dinosaur date to the late Jurassic period, where they are found in Camorigine to early Tithonian aged strata, between 155 and 150 million years ago, in the western United States of America and Portugal. Triceratops is a genus of herbivorous ceratopsid dinosaur that first appeared during the late Maastrichtian stage of the late Cretaceous period, about 68 million years ago in what is now North America.